video goes over the total monthly and daily caps section of the buyer edit in TrackDrive version 2.1. We have total monthly and daily caps here. The hourly and concurrency caps are under the business hours, but I'll do that in another video. But they're there because we can day part your hourly and concurrency caps. But as far as setting up caps, which caps are how much money the buyer can use or how many calls he can convert and whatnot. So in here, typically what would happen is if this buyer was prepaying me $5,000 and he only wanted to pay for 100 calls a day no matter what he pays, that's how I could set up caps both for how much he can use in total and how many calls he can pay for on a daily basis. So you can do that. You can even come in here and say 100 calls max and he has $5,000 limits, or 100 calls total. You wouldn't do that, it'd be a bit confusing. But the reason we do the dollar caps over here on the totals is because we do allow for real-time bidding in the conversion settings here. You can set it up that the buyers can set their own price, or you can be changing prices as they ask you to change. It'd be very difficult if they're paying you $25 and had eaten away at 73 of 100 calls, if you had done the limit over here, and then you have to come adjust it because he says, okay, I was paying you 25 but I'm willing to pay 27, it'd be really hard to figure out how many calls he had left and do that in real time. So it's much better to do your total caps in dollars, and your daily and monthly caps, he may want to do those in dollars as well for budgetary reasons, but usually we're going to set up a cap in converted call counts. Now, just so you are informed, we do have 2 more columns of capping that we do, which would be attempted call cap and answered call cap. Most people don't cap buyers by how many calls we attempt to send to them or how many calls they actually answered. We usually cap based on conversions that are going on. However, if you had a buyer that said, hey, I'd like to try 100 calls, you might need the attempted call cap turned on. So you'd go into the company record, and by preferences you'd say that you do want to track either attempted call caps or answered call caps, and those columns would appear here so that you could say, okay, you can try 100 calls and we'll stop there, and we would do that over on the attempted call cap. So we will go over the other types of caps you have in here, but that is how you would cap a buyer. And just so you saw what I did there accidentally, I was in this box and I tried to scroll the screen, and on numbers you can scroll with your mouse. Just be aware of that. Alrighty, that's the end of the video for total monthly and daily call caps.